This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Y'all, this
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. I'm here for Jeff, and we got everybody looking good. Al looking sharp as a tack.
Yes, coming from places unknown in this outfit.
You got it together.
I love it.
right.
I love it. Okay, so let's talk Taylor Swift. I know that Tori is mad over here. So
It's
if you
fine,
were,
Lindsay.
It's fine. If you were able to score tickets, unlike Tori, to Taylor Swift yesterday, consider yourself very, very lucky. Millions of people were unable to purchase tickets on Ticketmaster despite having that pre-sale code that was sent to them the night before. So Ticketmaster issued this statement that seemed to blame the glitch on Taylor's popularity, calling the demand for tickets unprecedented. It said its website was not down, but one fan just wasn't buying it and quoted Taylor's song Anti-Hero, writing, Tori, you want to help me?
It's me.
Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. Over the company's logo. Another fan compared the process of getting Taylor Swift tickets to the Hunger Games. So I missed this whole thing because
Me too.
I wasn't on my particular radar, but Tori was on your radar and you sat online in line.
So we got the pre-sale code. Brooks got the pre-sale code. I was so excited. Kelly Schubert also, we're trying to get tickets for her as well. And once you get the pre-sale code, you get to go into like a queue. And once you hit the queue, it said like 2,000 plus people ahead of you and a little bar, right? And all day we watched the bar and it just never got anywhere. And
Like, how long did you wait?
Hours. Brooks was like really checking it all the time because you had to jump on it once you wanted it. And it was just awful because like people were up early, people were waiting, and it was just, some of it was an error message. And so it took the fun out of the concert, to be super honest with you. It just became a big old
It seems like its own event in its own just to get the tickets.
Yeah. I know the AOC made reference to the fact that Ticketmaster is a monopoly, and we talked about how Ticketmaster and Live Nation are basically not colluding. They're colluding.
They are basically.
But here's the thing. The reason why this process is even a thing is because of all of the rampant scalpers. Wait, we don't say that anymore. Sorry. Yes.
The people who
so
resell
people
it.
who resell them. My apologies. But so this is what would happen, because they would buy so many tickets and then the real fans weren't able to afford when they were marked up. So now all of these artists and all of these companies are like, this is how we're going to combat that. But the issue is, when you have a situation like that, it's just as detrimental. Like, the artist doesn't want this either,
right,
because this is a part of customer service. It's a part of the entire experience. So what is the solution? I think the solution has to be that there needs to be other companies that can come and do the same thing that Ticketmaster and Live Nation are doing. I don't know how else you solve this problem when you have that type of overload with one concert.
I mean, she had 10 of the top 10 Billboard charts. It was Taylor Swift's song, Taylor Swift, all the way 1 to 10. No one's had that before. So they should have anticipated, in my mind, some of this traffic. But I do understand that, like, maybe AXS, or is that the name of it?
Yeah, that's the name of the other company.
We do need to build up more, because the competition just isn't there. Everyone just went to one source.
And you think about, like, that someone's number one fan is probably not somebody rich. It might be, but it usually is somebody just in the middle of the country or around the country who just is like, I'm saving my money to go see you because I love you that much.
I took a day off work. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Okay, so moving on to
No one's
Candace.
going to ask me about me getting my ticket?
Oh, are you going out with me?
Absolutely not.
I'm so
Please
sorry.
continue.
Okay. Okay, Candace Cameron Bure is getting pushback for some comments she made about her new partnership with the Great American Family channel. So in an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Candace said she wants to put, quote, Christianity back in Christmas movies. And when they asked if the channel will tell any LGBTQ love stories like Hallmark does, she said, quote, I think that Great American Family will keep traditional marriage at the core. So JoJo Siwa posted, honestly, I can't believe after everything that went down, she would not only create a movie with intention of excluding LGBTQIA+, but then also talk about it in the press. This is rude and hurtful to a whole community of people. Candace's Full House co-star Jodie Sweetin commented on JoJo's post saying, you know I love you, with a red heart. But Candace's daughter feels differently. Natasha, she said she's defending her mom, posting that the media is an absolute vile space for negativity, and I applaud you every time for how you handle yourself with the utmost grace. Okay, a lot of feelings about this. I just feel like, you just cannot say anything if you feel like it's a reporter asked you an awkward question and say next question. If you feel like you want to say something that's going to just disregard an entire community of people.
I would just think just an easy way to kind of not get out of this, but just say, I don't run the channel. I don't make those. I don't make the final call. So who knows? I would think that'd be just the way to get past that question. But let's say that that's their plan, to keep to air quotes traditional marriage. That means no gay marriage, probably no gay couples. What do I always say, Erica, when we start talking about, companies that don't want to make bras that are in any kind of color besides kind of taupe or white, basically. What it does, I always look at the
creates a vacuum,
financial.
you say.
It creates a vacuum and it creates a lane for somebody else.
Right.
So if you don't want to put on movies that feature gay characters, guess what? Somebody will. So I understand that it, we're talking about a situation where it appears to be discriminatory, but one of the great things about capitalism is, necessity is the mother of invention, and somebody will create a lane if there are enough eyeballs for a gay rom-com, which we definitely believe that there is, or whatever.
I completely agree with that, but under these circumstances, it's just blatant discrimination because, yes, she could have not answered and said next question, but that's an answer in itself. You're right, like she could have said, I don't run the network, but that would have actually, you know what? I don't run the network would have probably been a better answer than we're going to focus on traditional families, because that kind of put the kibosh on the idea of this representation ever happening. My biggest issue is anytime we talk about religion and it's like, yes, put the Christ back in Christmas. Have movies that are faith-based. There is a huge market for that. There are quite a few faith-based movies and shows that I watch as well. I have an appreciation for it. What I don't have an appreciation for is to make the exclusivity between Christ and LGBTQIA+, because there are a lot of God-fearing LGBTQIA+ people in this world. And when you do that, you not only diminish them, but you also are putting an absolute stop to the idea that they can exist in this world and also be Christian.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I know a lot of Christian gay people that would have a real sort of issue with this, because you've also said Christianity as if it's one thing. It's a lot of different sects. Some are more strict, some are more observant, some are more exclusionary, right? So the whole thing was just a step in the wrong direction. She should have avoided or had it ready to have an answer, because they're going to ask. I'd also like to bring up friend of the show, Jonathan Bennett, is killing it, doing wonderful gay rom-coms for Hallmark and doing other things like that. The money's there, the eyeballs are there. All of this was a marketing nightmare. All of this.
Tori, what you said made me think of the other thing that she said with the statement is, Lindsay, she kind of boxed the network in this situation.
They kick it out now.
In that, like, initially the TLC channel was about learning in women's health, and now it's 90 Day Fiance. So, initially you start out as one thing, but they could be like, hey, maybe we can get Jonathan Bennett. He brings a lot of eyeballs, and they might want to change their platform.
I know she's an adult who's been in Hollywood all this time, but we would be remiss to pretend like there's not a whole sector of people within the Christian population that believe heterosexual marriage is what it's supposed to be. Right. I'm not one of those people, but that is what people believe. And so she might have learned that her whole life, and it's her job to correct it. And obviously she's not taking steps to do that, or feels like it's something that needs to be corrected. But there are people that exist that might still watch this channel because she said that.
Absolutely, yeah. They're creating content for everybody.
Coming up on DBL, our interview with comedian Margaret Cho. You don't want to miss her take on cancel culture. Plus, is Pete Davidson really dating Emily Rakowski? Tori is breaking it all down in her Actually segment.
Bam.
There's going to be a lot of internet chatter. That's where the red flag goes up.
We are never going to agree on this.
It's ignorant, and for me, it was just like a damn shame.
Tell me I need to do something, I'm going to do the exact opposite.
You know why I don't call in sick? Camera hog.
I will never see BJ count down from 5 to 1 without thinking about the way the old Rhythm Nation, Janet Jackson videos used to start. Like, the stiff movements. Yeah,
Janet Jackson still looks so good. I was just looking at a picture of her yesterday, and I was like, Janet Jackson looks so good.
Talking about how great.
Janet Jackson looks amazing.
Yeah.
Also, what is going on? Tell me about your thought process. I've never seen a redder shirt in my entire life.
And it's like a couple different reds.
Yeah,
It's so interesting, this color blocking. I like it.
Well, Ebony she lays
Ebony,
me out
do
every
Ebony
week.
do this?
And
It looks cool.
I love the look. I love the pop. It's funny because
really
I was in
cool.
between this and like a dark blue, which I thought would have brought the tie out, but I just like the red because it's like sometimes you gotta go bold.
I like it.
You know,
Al could be in a movie and literally play the
The lawyer in charge.
You know where he's taking you.
He's literally the devil.
He's taking you downstairs.
But just like and just like kind of like you're on your last
devil
drink there.
personified.
I just listen to people listen to people complaining about their problems and like their friend leaves and I'm like, so your house is underwater, huh? It's,
Come sell your soul.
I think a lot of people might. I mean, like, this guy's not really the
Did
devil,
you see
but that money
Squid
count.
Game? Yeah.
I stopped with the, that was good.
Beelzebub.
That is
Rob
good.
is the master of the punch.
Or the Deval.
Wow.
Okay, not as good.
I just, I don't know. I'm starting to, I fell off with Game of Thrones. I fell off with Squid Games. Yeah, I fell off. I can't.
Wait, is Squid Game's back?
I can't
No, but
with
he didn't
these
even finish it.
fantasies. I'm sorry, what's happening to me?
I
I
tried
don't
to
want
watch
to do this.
Nope on the plane and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I heard. Not
But I had no focus though. Maybe if I try to focus again.
Did you
You
watch
guys
House
watching
of the Dragon?
White Lotus?
I am.
Yes, and I haven't watched it yet. Don't tell
You
me
guys
about
want to see
this
my
episode.
impression? Ready? You don't even like me. You actually hate me.
That's great.
Some new dating rumors are swirling around Hollywood, and if we have learned anything about celeb couples, it's to expect the unexpected. But actually, are these rumors even true? Our first potential new couple comes as both a surprise and not a surprise at all. Pete Davidson is now rumored to be linked with model Emily Ratajkowski after the two were seen out holding hands. But wait! Wasn't Emrata rumored to be dating Brad Pitt like last month? So it looks like though Emily went on a few dates with Brad, the two never became an official couple, and we've all been waiting with bated breath to see what A-lister Pete was going to date next since his breakup with Kim Kardashian in August. An inside source even told Us Weekly that Pete and Emily have been talking for months. But I'm not personally going to put money down on this relationship since another woman has joined the wait list. Ms. Dion? The other new potential couple, Gisele Bündchen and jiu-jitsu instructor Joaquim Valente, huh? Gisele went through a very public divorce just now with her superstar ex-husband Tom Brady, but recently she was seen spotted with Joaquim and her kids in Costa Rica, and some people thought this meant the two were on a romantic getaway. But sources close to Gisele have said these rumors aren't true and that he's actually just Gisele and her kids' jiu-jitsu instructor. Gisele even posted this video of her and Joaquim in February. So there's a chance he was just there for physical education purposes, or he was there for other physical purposes. But I want to know who is the hotter potential couple, Pete and Emily or Gisele and Joaquim? On one hand, you have a gorgeous supermodel and Pete, and on the other hand, you have a gorgeous supermodel and Joaquim. And the hottest couple is Gisele and Emily. Right? I wish. Oh, that's all for this week. We'll be right back.
Today's Sandals word of the day is
Swim. Enter at dailyblastlive.com/sandals for your chance to win a 4-day, 3-night escape for two to beautiful Curacao.
In most elections, voters are usually asked to decide a variety of initiatives like bond issues or changes to their local laws. But some social media users say counties in Illinois, Oregon, and California voted to secede from their state and form a new one. Is that true? Let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Constitution, the National Constitution Center, California's Legislative Analyst's Office, and ballot measures in Oregon, California, and Illinois. Article 4, Section 3 of the Constitution lays out a specific process to create new states that requires the consent of both the state legislature and Congress. Only 4 states have been created by splitting an existing state: Kentucky, Maine, and Vermont were formed after getting approval from their existing state legislature. West Virginia was established as a state during the Civil War, when Virginia no longer considered itself part of the Union. Not only did the counties that voted last week lack support from the state legislature, but the measures on those ballots were also just a directive for local leaders to look into the process. In the past, these votes have been largely symbolic, and there's no precedent of any voter-led initiative successfully splitting a state. So, no, some counties across the U.S. did not vote to secede from their state. Even if a state legislature did approve splitting a state, it's still not a foregone conclusion. In 1859, the California legislature voted to split itself north of Los Angeles, but Congress never acted on the proposal. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Escape the cold with the luxury included vacation to Sandals Resort's newest location, Sandals Royal Curacao. Enter at dailyblastlive.com/sandals for your chance to win.
Welcome back. She's one of the best stand-up comedians of all time and no stranger when it comes to pushing the envelope. Margaret Cho joined us earlier to talk about cancel culture and comedy. Check it out. First of all, welcome back, and just as a real deal, true stand-up. We know there's stand-ups and then there's stand-ups. You're a real one. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you being so candid. So I want to ask you, Chappelle's getting a lot of pushback for his SNL monologue, and people are saying that it was anti-Semitic. Do you think this backlash is warranted? Like, what do you think about all this?
I think it's interesting that, the way that comedy is really, people are really looking to comedians to sort of metabolize culture. And, it's just, we're looking to examine what's going on, and we're looking to comics. And so I think it's a good sign in a sense, but also I don't agree with anti-Semitic views. I don't agree with a lot of things that get said, but maybe it's really the idea of comedy is being art, and it's really just one person's opinion. So you can have the opinion that you agree with it or you don't agree, but I don't know. I think comics, we're really stoners, and we should not be listened to for real things.
I'd agree with that.
I like that. I like it. Thanks for talking to us about this, because some people don't even want to go there.
Right.
But comedians are also under fire for jokes that they've made in the past. And I wouldn't even say comedians, maybe everybody in society. Do you fear any of your material could come back to bite you, today from what you've said in the past?
Well, I think that's probably a good thing, because now we're learning how to make society more equal. We're learning to have equality in our language, because language, it really affects a lot of the way that people treat different groups in different societies, different minorities, different majorities. It's a really, I think it's an interesting way to make society more fair, and that you can be accountable for things that you've said in yesterday's society, in today's society. So I think it's just a way for us to right our wrongs.
Right.
And the thing about jokes is that jokes are really, they're a noble effort to make people happy. And whatever that looks like, we're just trying to have fun and create some joy in a very difficult world. So I don't know, I think you can be taken to task for things you have said, but it's also okay to apologize for those things and to keep on going.
Jokes are a noble effort to make people happy.
That's great.
That was the best definition.
Love that, because actually I've watched so many comedians lately on television, and there is a sadness that's underneath the performance, because people aren't appreciating that noble effort. So I really appreciate you saying that. But let's talk about your noble effort, because you have a new comedy tour. It's called Fresh Off the Bloat. So tell us, girl, what is the story behind that name?
Well, it's really a commentary on this exciting idea that we've gone from just sort of being immigrants to actually being very much in show business. So we never used to see Asian Americans on television or in movies, and now we're seeing so much more. So it's a celebration of diversity in not just comedy, but entertainment in general. So to me, it's a really exciting thing to be able to celebrate.
So you'll be in season 3 of L Word Generation Q. So why has this LGBTQ themed drama been so successful? I feel like it's kind of a connection between what you were just explaining before.
Well, it's all about visibility, and it's all about showing our stories. And the L Word, the first incarnation of the L Word, to me is so legendary, and so this new reboot is really exciting, and it's great to be on it. I think that it's like very I don't know, it's very fulfilling to be on shows that you're like a fan of too. So I've been able to do that a few times with Sex and the City and 30 Rock, and now with this show. To me, it's really meaningful and really exciting.
And I can only imagine how meaningful it is to be working with so many women, incredible women. What's the best part for you?
Well, just to be able to hang out with my friends. You know, they used to come see me when the first incarnation was out. Whenever I would play shows in Vancouver, the entire cast of the L Word would come, and it was just so exciting. And so this is like a great way to hang out with them and have a good time and remember all the things we got to do.
I love it. Thank you so much, Margaret. We love you.
amazing.
DBL Nation, check out margaretshow.com for fresh off the bloat dates. We'll be right back. Congratulations,
Thank
Margaret.
you.
If you were on Instagram or Twitter at all recently, there's a good chance you saw a graphic like this. It was shared over and over, including by several celebrities. It says, Iran sentences 15,000 protesters to death. And several of the posts warn of an impending mass execution. So is that true? Did Iran sentence 15,000 protesters to death? Let's verify. Our sources, United Nations Special Procedures, Iran Human Rights, and the Constitution of Iran. The posts mostly cite a Newsweek article with the headline, Iran protesters refuse to back down as 15,000 face execution. It claimed, quote, the country's parliament overwhelmingly voted in favor of the death penalty for protesters. Now, 15,000 is the estimated total number of protesters arrested in Iran in the week since citizens nationwide began taking to the streets to demand improvements to human rights and liberties. According to Iranian state media, hundreds of members of parliament signed a letter calling for arrested protesters to be harshly punished. But the letter doesn't mean they were all sentenced to death. First of all, the manner of punishment requested was not specified in that letter, only that it be, quote, a way that would serve as a good lesson in the shortest possible time. Second, and more importantly, Parliament does not hold criminal trials or issue sentences. The courts do. The letter was essentially a request to the courts. Now, we don't mean to downplay the potential impact of that request. A group of UN-affiliated human rights experts called the letter a, quote, blatant violation of the separation of powers. But it's not the same thing as the courts actually trying, convicting, and sentencing protesters. That is happening, though, and rather rapidly. The first known death sentence for a protester was reported this week, and many more have been charged with crimes that could also carry the death penalty. The group Iran Human Rights puts the number at least 20. Both Iran Human Rights and the UN experts say these charges and trials can come without warning or due process. The UN experts say the threat of the death penalty is being used by Iran to try to discourage protesters, who have continued to demonstrate anyway. So it is very much the case that any one of the 15,000 plus arrested protesters could be in danger of eventually receiving the death penalty. But they were not all already sentenced to death, and a mass execution has not been ordered. Newsweek has since issued a correction on their article, and several of the high-profile posts have been deleted. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Why does your tire pressure light always come on as soon as the temperatures take a dip? Let's connect the dots. AAA says the cold causes the air inside your tires to get denser, which means it takes up less space inside the tire. The condition's temporary, though, since driving around will heat up the tire and the air will expand again. Still, experts say it's a good idea to check your tire pressure manually after the monitoring system goes off. Most of us don't check our tires as often as we're supposed to, and that light means your tires are at least 25% below optimum pressure. If you do top off your tires with air and the light stays on, experts say there could be a bigger issue at play. Everything from a broken sensor to a tiny hole in the tire could be causing issues. If the problem persists, then it's probably time to talk to a mechanic. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Welcome back. So we all love receiving jewelry, and today we have some beautiful pieces from Stella Carmina. Check them out.
Steph, I'm so excited for what you have for us today. It's a little different.
Oh, Tori and DBL Nation, the holidays are just around the corner, and it's time to start thinking about some special gifts for your special someone. So today we have got some fantastic jewelry. Yay! You are going to lose your minds. This is so amazing. So first up, we've got the Diamond Muse 1 carat TW Martini Link tennis bracelet. So this deal includes 1 diamond bracelet, and we've got it available in white gold plated, rose gold plated, or yellow gold plated.
That's lovely.
Over sterling silver. Now this is timeless, it's sophisticated, and it features round diamonds in a prong setting. When these 1 carat diamond tennis bracelets were featured on TV, they sold out in just a couple of hours. So today these gorgeous bracelets are back just in time for the holidays. Stella Carmina does not do big jewelry markups like you see in the retail stores. They work directly with the vendor to get you the very best price on jewelry. And normally and unsurprisingly, these are usually $499. Ooh. But we've got them, Tori, for $129.99.
Brilliant.
Saving 74%.
These 3 shades, you can't go wrong.
Aren't they beautiful?
I love that kind of a classic look.
Okay, we've also got the Brilliant Diamonds 1/10 carat TW Diamond Halo Stud earrings.
Ooh.
So this deal includes 1 pair of Halo Stud earrings set in sterling silver, and they also come in this beautiful little gift box. How cute.
That is darling.
And again, Stella Carmina works directly with the vendor to negotiate the best prices, which means big savings for you at just $30.
Whoa.
Why not spoil yourself and your best friend? So these are unsurprisingly a customer favorite. You cannot get these earrings from Brilliant Diamonds anywhere else.
Wow.
So normally these earrings are $149.
Right.
But we've got them for just $29.99.
Yay.
Saving you 80%.
Ooh, I love hearing
These
that.
are beautiful.
I love diamonds on sale. Head on over to look at them at StellaCarmina.com. You can snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit StellaCarmina.com right on your smartphone. Steph, thank you so, so much. We'll be right back.
This made me realize that Christmas is coming up and I had bought no gifts.
I was going to say, I'm looking, gentlemen, get that because it comes with the gift box and it tells you to pair it. You can't go wrong. That's
and it's
what
diamonds.
I'm getting. Yes,
Hello.
exactly.
Diamonds.
DBL's new every day. See you tomorrow.